Hello there guys, and welcome to some more Vodyani. We're back where we left off with a couple of ships. It's turn 19, we haven't yet self-imploded on ourselves, which is quite good. And we're actually looking for maybe another sieve to find and harvest to get that second arc. By the looks of it, we won't necessarily be lucky. There's a lot of Eden incense going on around here. And we have a political survey going up, which shows the militarists ahead of the industrialists. I'm gonna keep my support for the religious ones. We're not at war yet, so maybe the industrialists actually winning wouldn't necessarily hurt us that much. And the religious party won. Wait a second. In order to handle the speed and complexity of a starbound economy, new management processes are required. One of these use multiple professionals working in parallel on the same logistics and procurement tasks, handling multiple concurrent issues in real time. Apparently we're going for baryonic shielding next. But what I want to look at is I'm curious, why wasn't there a second party? There are not enough unlocked political parties to fill it. Well, that's a bit strange. I mean, we started with 2, or maybe I'm misreading it. I was under the impression that we started with religious and militarists, but by the looks of it, the population, I mean, we only have Vodyani, right? So that would make sense that we would only have religious folk. Oh well. Once we get our second arc, I think we're going to put it, actually going to move it over to Various to complete the quest. Once we get over to Ranas, we'll actually look at the curiosities here. Yeah, gonna chill a bit. Although I could send my other ship, right? I could actually send the Leecher down this star lane. Oh man, no. God damn it. I forgot. I was under the impression that just clicking on them would be enough. Oh well. That's going to severely cut our chances at discovering the whatchamacallits. Getting the curiosity deeds first, but what can you do? Misclicks happen, and here we go. We have our pirate friends over here on Mintaka. They're gonna spawn a fleet in 2 turns. I don't have the means to actually do anything about that yet. I mean, aside from the arcs, which the problem is that, well, we were third with backtracking the paths of heroes by exploring 5 atmospheric curiosities to see if I would have explored the ones beforehand. Yeah, pretty much. So now we I won't actually read these quests. I'll only read the secondaries because we've done a reading of them prior. Or maybe, never mind. No one is even sure of the origin of the being that founded the Academy, whether they're humans, endless alien, or some unknown form. All stories agree, however, that any being touched by dust who finds that secretive place and survives its rigors emerges deeply changed and greatly enhanced. A visit, a word with the leader, an understanding of why the Academy exists and what purpose it serves. There are many mysteries surrounding the Academy, and claiming it is either a place of research into dust or a profitable services business seem to have somehow a bit glib. Yeah, so we do have it pinpointed to 3 systems. Two of which I see. Can't for the life of me figure out where the third one is. But I don't reckon it's anywhere near me, so exploring that far might be a bit tricky. Did we find the Academy last match, or was it the Cravers? Can't quite remember. So I'm gonna make a new fleet out of you. I'm gonna send you over there. While you were going to move back. Don't want you hovering over Mintaka when the pirates spawn and we don't quite have the dust capabilities to do anything about it. But we do have ships incoming, which, well, at the cost of and maybe it's not that good of an idea, to be completely fair. I mean, the upkeep. What's the upkeep on these things? We're making 2 gouges. I'm not quite seeing the upkeep. Oh well, we're gonna need them anyway because those pirates are gonna start. I mean, if they won't be harassing us outright, they're gonna start blockading or blocking paths and just damaging stuff that goes through, which isn't necessarily neat. While there are some particles that can pass through plasma shielding, this improved version prevents penetration by any baryon particle, primarily neutrons and protons. So we have advanced scanners, which sets the curiosity, detection, and expedition power 1 level higher. We got warp drive, which unlocks free movement. I think this means we can move outside of star lanes, although I might be wrong. And colonize Savannah, which isn't necessarily something we're bothering with at the moment. And indeed, we're attempting to retreat via an unknown star lane, but the problem is, if I fight, I mean, that's probably going to actually kill me. Without a star lane to a home-friendly or neutral system. So, I'm gonna fight, actually. Yeah, we lost the ship. It's done. It's gonna cost us production. The problem is the Leecher is also not going to have a very good time potentially coming back unless we somehow convince it to use free movement instead of the regular thing. So there's that. We don't have any research queued. Should I go for Enway? This is shipbound people, so what does it give us? Some manpower, but we don't necessarily need much of the manpower right now. We would get some empire approval. Adaptive bureaucracies. Gonna go with Enway Fusion. Well, continuously we okay, so we didn't find any hospitable, I mean any planets with actual civilizations. We should have looked at the pirates if we couldn't leech them. I completely forgot to do that. Harvest this vital energy from a system using essence gathering modules. An enemy star system. Essentially it could work. We now know the star lane, so retreating should be possible. Let's actually go back, further crippling our everything really. But what else are you gonna do? So We have 2 more turns. We have NW fusions. Previously thought a practical impossibility. Recent advances in shielding technology permit more than 2 bodies to be involved in a fusion reaction. This powerful fusion reaction, known as lighting the beacon, brings advancement power to the Vodyani arcs. Okay. Or maybe advanced power. I'm gonna go with Astrofinance, I think. We do have focused plasma, but I'm not particularly sure we have the means to actually back them up. We'll also consider doing rare earth foams. Although maybe not right. So yeah, we're sticking with Astrofinance for the time being. We had the second quadrant in the military production. Gonna pop another one. Now that we have the 2 fleets, we can totally... How are we doing? 158,417, that's pretty cool. Let's actually not... Do I want to go for a second arc, or should I go for one more pop? Essence is the lifeblood of our civilization, the beating heart of the Church of the Virtual Saint, and the whispered echo of ancient eras where endless elders sailed the heavens. It gives us inspiration and strength, but perhaps the most vital use of essence comes from the sacred act of concord, when we immerse empty cloths in its vitality. Through such acts are our congregations swelled, so ideally I could use 250. That would set me back quite a bit towards getting that next arc, so I think I'm gonna go for the second arc, and then yeah, I know we're risking a pretty slow start. We have 40 manpower, we have 100% manpower. I'm gonna go towards the pirates. First we're gonna deal with these guys. Yeah, it's a good idea. Forgot about the quest. Okay, so no dudes here. Gonna go with the hull plating absorption. Yeah, we should be able to do them. We did take some damage. There was more than weapons and violence to these pirates. They bore the imprint of the tabernacle, that fountain of lies that deceived my brother. This must be pursued. We must uncover the truths of this new place, either by exploring and studying, or by bringing in other people under our bending wing. Destroy the indicated pirate fleets in the near. So this is, I think, the first choice. That's what we did. Yeah. Sister Hines did not understand that its history must be handled gingerly, like any other explosive power. She heard word of our search for the tabernacle and began asking improper questions. Her cloth shall not speak to others for a week. She must learn to hold her tongue. All must obey the laws. There is a sense of destiny, a thrill that we feel on the bridge of the ship. Though it is not acknowledged, it is there and almost tangible. We are all eager to discover the fountain of lies called the tabernacle, and watch its falsehoods fall to pieces, like mist before a blazing sun. I cannot let the excitement show as others, less responsible members of the church might. I must remain stoic and steadfast. When the time comes to show the lies for what they are, I will not exclaim with eager joy. I will nod and turn and give the next order. I will never show the curiosity that burns within. So, we can go for cooperating or exploring. So this would mean exploring 4 wounds type curiosity. Right? Sainted speed. We would get a speed thingy, which I'm not sure how it plays into the Vodyani. Or we could brainwash a new minor civilization to learn more about this galaxy. Use the brainwash action to convert the minor civilization. If necessary, you can invade the minor civilization system to control them instead. So do we have a brainwash option here, or maybe...
What can I do for you?
So we can't actually harvest... we cannot raid the star system because its resource stock is empty. Okay, fair enough. This means we'll be well on our way. Brainwashing, I think it's a minor civilization-specific type of thing. Yeah. So I think we're gonna go with the exploration. I mean, the systemic oratory would be neat, but I'm not sure what. We're gonna go with exploration. We're exploratory people. The tabernacle. I had thought the edifice of evil was distant, destroyed by the faithful, or perhaps even taken by the infidel. To find it, we must explore the strange places of this constellation, and seek in holy temples the secrets that they may have left for us. So yeah, we're gonna take the exploratory part. Now, before engaging the pirates, I could repair my ships, and I think that would actually be a pretty good idea. Problem is, I might not be able to. Truth be told, we'll make it there in 4 turns, so that, and we will have to fight a pirate fleet on the way. Yeah, I think I could have used another ship. We're going. So ideally, I'd build a wheel for that quest. I don't really get the point, these protectors. Their weaponry is kinda... I mean, the point is probably in the... yeah, it's most likely in the type of additions of modules you can build on them, but I always favored attackers. Maybe short-sighted, maybe a bit... maybe not optimal, but... definitely works. When the arcs are anchored, they're also weaker, so you have to kind of, de-anchor them if you plan on attacking. And I'm not sure if you can de-anchor, attack, and then re-anchor them during one turn. It might be a bit difficult. Not sure how much it costs, essentially. Yeah. Soon get around to doing our second arc. The galactic census is coming up, and although you have greater worries on your mind, you remember what one of your wisest advisors once said, that a great leader is often judged not by his actions, but the statistics he leaves behind. Perhaps it is worth investing a bit of effort to leave your mark on history, as the databases will remember it. So this would be relatively easy to do. Possess 2 ships of at least 224 offensive power. I don't think that's doable right now. And generating 135 industry. How much do we have? We have 105, but we might have to research for that. Whereas dust, although it's going to kind of go down a bit after the ships come in. I'm gonna risk it. We might shoot ourselves in the foot with the incoming arc. I think the industry one would be better to do, but I'm gonna go with the horde to see if we can get a stockpile. Economic might, yes. That sounds like us. Not really. I don't think anything but the Lumeris can kind of go that route. Sure, you could argue that in the last playthrough, as the Vaulters, we didn't necessarily have dust issues later on, but they weren't ideal for most of the time. Balancing church letters and budgets across both time and space is not a simple task. Without even going into the complexities of options and interest rates, a great deal of pragmatic work needs to be done on financial systems and the needs of alien vassals. Okay, so I think we should look into getting ourselves some more improvements. And plasma metallurgy should be a good idea right away. Unstable isotope. This would give us minus 20% probability to kill a population. Don't need this right away. That's in a military quadrant, actually. Trying to look through the faction specific things. Xenology. We might look into xenology, but for now we'll leave it at plasma metallurgy so we can actually begin exploiting Hyperium if need be. I think next turn we'll build our arc. Come to think of it, we got economy and trade too. We have a neutron star, which is actually pretty close, but I don't think we'll be able to kind of count on these neutron stars. Creates a new fleet. Move it there. I don't think we can count on having neutron stars since our faction does tend to kind of move around quite a bit. I mean, attacking now would be suicide. Attacking at any point would still be suicide in many ways. But yeah. Okay, so can I build an arc? Yep. But it's gonna take... oh, one turn. So next turn we'll have an arc. As well as another gouge. Which is some pretty neat stuff, to be quite honest. We should also build another leecher, but I think it's time we left the intergalactic whatnot to actually build so that we get that extra dust. Low manpower. We don't need it at the moment. We have Tiund. Yeah, we have this. It's another arc. I'm going to move it over to Ranas. Allegedly. We have a small Terran and a small monsoon. Mediterranean, which does kind of make it interesting. Okay, so the gouge is going to actually go over there. And the arc itself, part of the Pitiless Crusade, will go to Ranas. That's actually fair. While our wheel is going to explore this. We just have access to 2 drones at the moment. Impervious gear, a module, additional manpower 200. This would actually be neat if we plan on making invading ships. I might actually, if I don't forget or become too lazy or complacent, actually do some effort in varying the ship types, but I think it's best if you don't hold me to it. Yeah. Under carefully controlled conditions, the applications of extremely high currents through molten metallics can produce metal plasmas. Aside from being fascinating to plasma physicists, these substances underpin some engineering marvels. Yep. Now that we have economy and trade, the second one, I think we should actually also look into the PEV scale accelerators, because we will need science as well. We won't be as reliant on it as we were with the Vaulters, but we nonetheless need it. We can't just go around ignoring science completely. Science is important, kids. I do wish we would find maybe we have a battle. You're essentially on the first arc, so some extra. Although I maybe should have gotten the flat bonus. Oh well. What's done is done, essentially. Adamantine gear. This is an even better manpower module, but we don't quite have access to adamantium. So you can see how that might actually be a problem. We're going down the arm. We're actually surprisingly close to the center. We should have probably sent it this way. But we have a battle going on. We have 2 gouges, which, yeah, they aren't looking that well. But I'm gonna fight it. Oh, we lost that one. I did crank the pirate difficulty up quite a bit, which might lead us into a pretty nasty situation. Because this arc seems to be a bit weaker. I thought I saw them at what, 400, or is it just the first arc? Let's actually have a look. This should have been arguably one of the first things we did. So where's the efficiency? We're efficient at long range. Let's get the medium. Or do I want slugs? Optimal and average. The sync laser. Yeah. Gonna go with this. Yeah, this should be it, but the problem is draw essence, growth absorbed. So we could actually put this to like get essence once we colonize stuff, but that will reduce the food. That might actually help us though. Oh well, look here, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I should have actually looked at the arcs firsthand. Additional manpower might be good. Almost study, almost worship, almost serve, almost provide. So right now I think I'm gonna go with almost yeah, the problem is I won't be able to upgrade them with all this, and it'll also bump up the construction quite a bit. So maybe I should be a bit oh no, the construction price, I think it does actually raise with each one. The problem will be with the upgrade, because I won't be able to put all these things. So for now I'm just gonna leave it here, or maybe I should just go with the extra torpedo, to be fair, but I mean it'll be costly. Gonna leave it at that. Can't even yeah. Gonna see. So yeah, the pirates are going to obviously be a nasty little obstacle, especially since I did crank up their difficulty, which is kind of give them better modules early on. Isn't ideal, but we'll go with it. We'll see what we can do. So yeah, this is pretty much a relatively strong fleet. Don't even think my my arc can do a lot about it, to be completely fair. Gonna bump into the next turns. So this is essentially the inventor event. Plus 100% experience. We'll confiscate whatever that is. We received that the last playthrough, so I'm not going to read all of them. I think I'm going to dock the arc. Not sure why. Why'd you go there? Yeah, retreat, mate. Problem is you retreated to the wrong. I actually completely forgot about that order. I am going to anchor it. We will get some extra dust and some extra essence, which is always good. Gonna go with the drone networks and cerebral reality as per usual. And on that note, I'm going to leave it here, I think. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, score-wise, we're doing quite poorly. That's to be expected, I guess. We found Quarius. Gonna follow that one. But yeah, the pirates are going to be a bit of a nuisance and a bigger obstacle, to the point where we might actually want to befriend them until we can field bigger armies. but we'll see what we'll do next time. So yeah, we're getting closer to the center, which, you know, might mean we'll soon encounter other people, other factions. I'm glad they weren't on this arm. That would have been a bit like the Riftborn, actually, where we encountered them early and they were cheeky and declared war. But that didn't turn out too well for them. So yeah. With that in mind, I think tomorrow's going to be... I'm gonna give this war of mine a try. See how that works out. No promises on how long that'll last for. It's just a game I want to revisit, but essentially I do... I'll hopefully get around to doing that as well for a time. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you next time.